Welcome to B News Daily. Coming up are today's headlines.
President Sang calls for stronger ties with India while meeting the president of the India-Vietnam Solidarity Committee. Vietnam highlights achievements at Whole General Assembly. Hanoi's exports increased by 21.3% in May.
On May 22nd, President Sang met Gitesh Sharma, president of the India-Vietnam Solidarity Committee, who led a delegation to Vietnam.
President Sang said, Vietnam and India needs to boost their comprehensive cooperation and mobilize their utmost strength to raise their relations to a higher status. Sang affirmed the two countries have developed their traditional relations based on the foundation set up by the two former leaders, Ho Chi Minh and Jawaharlal Nehru. They also improved their cooperation in politics, economics, national defense, culture and education, especially since the establishment of their strategic partnership in July 2007. President Sang expressed his wish that during this trip, the President and his entourage will put forward more initiatives and effective methods to strengthen relations between the committee and Vietnam's people's organizations, as well as deepen the two countries' strategic partnership. The Indian guest expressed his hope that Vietnam's relevant agencies will keep creating favorable conditions for the committee to contribute more towards the two countries' relations. He said the committee has held a lot of activities to boost the Indian people's understanding of Vietnam.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng received Bun Thong Chitmani, head of the Party Central Committee's Commission for Inspection and Chief Inspector of the Government Inspectorate of Laos in Hanoi, May 22nd.
The Prime Minister affirmed Vietnam always supports cooperative activities between Vietnam's relevant agencies and the Central Committee's Commission for Inspection and the Government Inspectorate of Laos. Cooperation focused on training human resources in the sector and exchanging experience in the fight and prevention of corruption and waste. He highlighted the current visit to Vietnam by Bun Thong Chitmani, adding that it will make practical contributions to promoting the Vietnam-Laos comprehensive cooperation. Bun Thong Chitmani informed the Prime Minister of recent socio-economic development in Laos. He stressed the Lao Party and state will keep developing and deepening the two countries' special cooperation. He expressed his wish to further increase cooperation with the Party Central Committee's Commission for Inspection and the Government Inspectorate of Vietnam.
Vice President Nguyễn Thị Doan had a meeting with Governor of Aichi Prefecture, Hideaki Omura, in Nagoya City on May 22nd. The meeting took place ahead of her attendance at the international conference called The Future of Asia that is scheduled for May 24th and 25th in Tokyo.
Vice President Doan thanked the Aichi Prefecture authorities for creating conditions for 4,500 Vietnamese people living and studying there. She expressed her hope that the province will boost cooperation projects with Vietnam in light processing and subsidiary industries, aviation and health. Governor Omura said the prefecture pledged to keep providing surgery for children born with cleft palate or cleft lip defects and cooperate in health checks, treatment and equipment. The same day, Vice President Doan visited the high-tech medical center in Nagoya that is capable of providing treatment for over 150 cases a day. Earlier, she also visited the Aichi Prefecture Tokugawa Art Museum, where display over 10,000 exhibits on Japanese ancient culture.
Deputy Minister of Health Nguyễn Viết Tiến, who was attending the 65th General Assembly of the World Health Organization in Geneva, highlighted Vietnam's achievements in the healthcare universalization. This is a basic goal of Vietnam's healthcare system.
Healthcare stations now operate in 100% of communes across Vietnam, while healthcare staff, particularly midwifery doctors, have been sent to more than 90% of villages nationwide. In order to reach the healthcare goal, Vietnam has focused on policies of financial support for the poor. To date, 63% of the population have access to healthcare insurance. Vietnam has set a target of raising the percentage of people with healthcare insurance to 70% and at least 80% by 2014 and 2020, respectively. The Vietnamese delegation took part in a meeting of WHO member countries in West Pacific region and presented a report on Vietnam's preparations for the next WHO meeting in October. The delegation also shared experience with Switzerland on issues relating to reproductive health.
May 22nd in Hanoi, Vietnam's Health Ministry and the World Health Organization held a press briefing to launch the No Tobacco Week and to introduce the draft law on tobacco harm prevention and control.
Themed Tobacco Industry Interference, the campaign, launched in response to World No Tobacco Day 2012, will focus on the need to expose and counter the tobacco industry's pleasant and increasingly aggressive attempts to undermine the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control because of the serious dangers tobacco products pose to public health. In Vietnam, tobacco is the cause of more than 40,000 deaths annually, and the number will rise to 70,000 in 2030 if no effective measures are taken to reduce smoking rates. Thanks to the government attention, the ministry, in coordination with relevant ministries and agencies, has obtained encouraging results in tobacco prevention and control. The country named the week from May 25th to 31st every year as the National No Tobacco Week, and in 2004, it approved in the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. In order to increase the implementation of the document, Vietnam devised a law on tobacco harm prevention and control. The government-adopted draft law is debated at the ongoing session of the National Assembly.
From an international perspective, I think it's a very good step forward that Vietnam is putting through this law, and it has some very good provisions in it. In terms of complete compliance from an international perspective and with our Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, there are still 2 or 3 areas that need to be strengthened in the future.
World No Tobacco Day 2012 will educate policymakers and the general public about the tobacco industry's nefarious and harmful tactics.
According to the General Statistics Office, Hanoi's export value increased by 21.3% year-on-year to more than $900 million in May.
Among groups with a rise in export turnover, agriculture products saw an increase of 6.1%, electronic products rose 4.1%, and coal enjoyed a 4.3% rise. Meanwhile, Hanoi imported $2,066 million worth of goods in May, up 9.6% over the previous month, equivalent to 95.9% of the figure of the same period last year. The trade deficit can be seen mainly in imports of materials of ore. May's result also raised Hanoi's total export turnover in the first 5 months to more than $3.9 billion, a year-on-year increase of 9.7%. Hanoi has total imports of more than $9 billion worth of goods in the first 5 months. It registered a trade deficit of $5.1 billion.
Through a photo exhibition that's open in Hanoi from May 22nd, images of the land and the people of Spain will be brought closer to Vietnamese people.
With nearly 120 photos taken by Spanish and Vietnamese photographers and photojournalists, the exhibition brings Vietnamese to famous sites in Spain. Spain and Vietnam have similarities in culture despite long geographic distance. I have stayed here for 3 years and I understand which Spanish culture Vietnam is interested in. So we bring Spain's typical photos or sports, culture and arts to the event. I hope you can better understand the land, people and customs of our country. The exhibition is expected to offer a chance for Vietnamese people to understand more about the land and people of Spain, as well as friendship and cooperation between the two countries. The week-long display is jointly held by the Vietnam-Spain Friendship Association and the Spanish Embassy and part of activities to mark the 35th anniversary of Vietnam-Spain diplomatic ties.
We have come to the end of today's broadcast. Thank you for your time.